guys, it's Xander here, and we're back doing brews in Standard. This is one that's been popping up, growing in popularity, and I'm so happy because I love the concept of just being able to play mono decks. So this is mono black control, essentially, but I'm trying to win off a specific card, and that's Torment of Hailfire. So we're calling this deck Black Torment. So I'll just go over the deck and then over the sideboard, and you guys can go with the deck from there. So we're running a 4 of Torment of Hailfire, which is for X and 2 black sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So say X is 1. So you pay 3 and you go, okay, do you want to pay 3 life, sack a permanent, or discard a card? And they pick 1, that's 1. But when you do it 4, 5, 6 times, that's when it starts stacking up. So we're trying to abuse this card as best we can, and I'll go over how to do that in a second. So this is the big win con in the deck. We can still win with other cards, although not as likely, but we can, yeah, this is the big win con. So we're trying to abuse this. So we're running a crap load of removal in this deck because it needs to be fairly controlly for us to stall out into the mid to late game. So we're running a 4 of Vraska's Contempt, which is for 2 and 2 black. Instant speed, exile target creature or planeswalker, and you gain 2 life. So this answers pretty much everything. It's a wicked card. I'm pretty sure it's a bit expensive at the moment, but yeah, it's definitely worth picking up any amount of them if you can, or if you're playing on X-Mage like I do, just put it in your deck because it's worth having, and it's always worth having a 4 of. We're playing 4 Cast Down, which is for 2, 1 and 1 black. Destroy target non-legendary creature, which is the larger majority of everything in the format, except for like your gods. There's a fairly long list of things that this doesn't kill, but all the stuff lower to the ground, so the stuff that we don't want to waste Vraskas on, that's what this is going for, and we're going to run it as a 4 of. We're also running 3 of Fatal Push, which is, again, more instant speed removal. So this is just for 1 black. Destroy target creature if its converted mana cost is 2 or less. So that's like 70% of stuff that's played in the format at the moment. And then Revolt. So destroy target creature if it has converted mana cost 4 or less. Instead, if it's a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. So if something died of yours, then you can hit something 4 or less instead of 2 or less. So it goes from being like 65 to 70% of the format to like 90% of the format being able to remove with a 1-cost card. Fantastic card. Always has been. It's played in everything now. There's a good reason. Play it. It's wicked. We're running a 3 of Treasure Map because we kind of want to ramp more than we want to do anything else. And this also filters our draw with the Scry. So it's for 2, it's an artifact. 1, tap Scry 1. So you just look at the top card. And then you put a landmark counter on it. And then if that has 3 or more landmark counters on it, you transform it. And then you get 3 treasure tokens. So the transform is Treasure Cove. Tap add 1 colorless, or tap sacrifice a treasure to draw a card. So we're doing a few things in this deck. We're trying to get the Torment out. We're trying to draw cards. And we're trying to kill their stuff. This is draw card. This is ramping into Torment, and yeah, it's all working together. 2 of Walk the Plank, because not every deck is a Merfolk deck, and this kills a whole lot of stuff. So destroy target non-Merfolk creature for 2 black. Sorcery speed is a bit of a problem, but when the spectrum is so wide, like 2 cost, I kill your Lyra. Okay, wicked. The creatures. We're only playing 12 creatures in the deck. I know people are going to hate on me for it, but that's how it is. This deck has been winning, and I've been versing like tiered decks, and it's been winning. So I'm not looking to change the amount of creatures that are in here at the moment, but it might, personal preference for anybody else, it might work better with whatever else they want to put in there. You could put ballistas in here, would be the first thing that I'd probably want to put in, but I just went more aggressively on the draw card side of stuff, and yeah. So we're playing a 4 of Glint Sleeve Siphoner, which is for 2, 1 and 1 black, a 2-1. It has a menace, so it can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. And then when Glint Sleeve Siphoner attacks or enters the battlefield, you get 1 energy. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you pay 2 energy, you can draw a card and then lose 1 life. So it's a draw card engine, and it's evasion, and a lot of people hate it, or hate playing against it because it is so good. So it's great value. 4 of Gifted Aetherborn, which is for 2 black, a 2/3, Death Touch and Lifelink. Death Touch and Lifelink. That's why it's in here. It's a good body, lives to a whole lot of removal, dies to a whole lot of removal, but we don't care because we're trying to stall out a game anyway. So Death Touch is definitely important, and yeah, we're definitely running as a 4 of. We're also running a 4 of Dusk Legion Zealot for 1 and 1 white, a 1/1. And when it comes in, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Now, this is the card where you either want to run Blisters, which are obviously better, but I'm going aggressive on the draw card here, so I want to be able to just keep drawing cards as often as possible, which is why we're also running a 4 of Karn Scan of Urza, which is for 4, 5 loyalty counter, Planeswalker, +1, reveal the top card, reveal the top 2 cards, your opponent picks 1, and then the other one gets exiled with a silver counter on it. The neg 1 ability is you put one of those silver countered cards back in your hand, and your neg 2 is create a 0/0 construct that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So we're not running a whole lot of artifacts, so the neg 0 isn't important, but this is going to draw us into cards, and it's going to make sure we're hitting our land drops, and yeah. Karn's awesome, that's why it's in here. Running it as a 4 of, this deck would not be cheap to make in paper, full disclosure, but awesome fun on X-Mage. Land package. We're running 24 lands, and 20 of them are swamps, just straight swamps. The other 4 are this guy, Cabal Stronghold, which is just a basic land, not a basic land, it's a land with tap, add 1 colorless, or you can pay 3, tap it, to add 1 black for each basic swamp you control. So this is how we break Torment. Because if we got 1 of these out, or 2 of these out, they chain off each other and it just ends up being stupid. So it can be like turn, say we're turn 6, turn 7, and we've got a couple of the lands out, and we have 2 Cabals out. Like, yeah, pay the 3. So for 3, I get 5. Out of that 3 tap, I get another 5. Torment of Hailfire for 8 or 9. I don't care. It's stupid. Wicked card. I'm so glad it's in standard at the moment. And yeah, so now we're looking at the sideboard. Just basic stuff here. So Duress is just for the control matchup. Attack their key pieces, and yeah, run that as a 4 of, just for 1. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card. That player discards that card. Crook of Condemnation for 2. 1 tap, exile target card from a graveyard, and then for 1 exile Crook, exile all cards from all graveyards. I could probably play totems in this. I prefer totems, but when I put the deck together, I hadn't really clued on to totem. So I've had this deck for a while now, but yeah. So yeah, it's a good card, but you could probably run Sentinel totems. So that's running as a 2 of. Arguel's Bloodfast, which is for 1 and 1 black, a legendary enchantment for 2, 1 and 1 black. You pay 2 life and draw a card. So again, this is another draw card engine if you think you need it. And it's at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have 5 or less life, you can flip it. And then when you do, it's got the ability, apparently I haven't got that image, okay? It's got the tap, add 1 black, or tap, sacrifice a creature to gain life equal to its toughness. Now, not hugely relevant in this because 8 of our 12 creatures all have 1 toughness, but it's a draw card engine on the other side. That's why we want it. We're also running 2 of Golden Demise for the token matchup, which is for 3 at sorcery speed, 1 and 2 black. It's got a send, so if you've got 10 or more permanents, it's more than likely going to be lands. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn, but if you have the City's Blessing, which is the ascend bit, all creatures your opponent controls get -2/-2 until end of turn. So this just answers Vampire Go Wide strategies, a lot of Merfolk stuff, hopefully before they get into their all their big their +1 counter stuff. That's the stuff we want to try and get rid of. We're running 4 of Knight of Malice because people play white. It's hexproof against white, so this will get rid of a whole lot of stuff. It's just, yeah, babbling on. We're also running a 4 of Knight of Malice, which is for 2, 1 and 1 black, a 2/2 with first strike, so it's pretty good stats. But it also has hexproof from white, which means it doesn't die to seal away, it can't get cast out, it can't get Ixalan's binding, it lives to a whole lot of stuff. The only thing this worries about is settle and fumigate, because it's not targeting, it's just all. And it also gets +1/+0 as long as you control another permanent that's white, which we don't have white, so we don't really care about that bit. But yeah, it's a good card, and it's, depending on your matchup, it is worth having in the sideboard. We're also running a 2 of Moment of Craving, which is for 2, 1 and 1 black, instant speed. A target creature gets -2/-2 until in a turn, and you gain 2 life. So this is just for like a red deck matchup, because a lot of their 2 toughness stuff can be quite powerful. So just get rid of it, gain a little bit of life, take away from their tempo and add to yours. Just try to stall out the game until we can get our Torment of Hailfire off, and just bomb them and win. This deck's a whole lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. As always, let me know in the comments what you think of the deck, if you like it, if you don't like it, what needs to go in the deck, what doesn't need to be in the deck. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one.